Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today we're gonna be doing some fun stuff, and by fun stuff I mean I don't really know. But you'll see behind me my last little build, and I did this over a short, so if you didn't see in the video that's why. But it's just like a little forest shrine. I think it came out really well. Kind of an extension here to this like fallen tree way over here. So yeah, just wanted to show that off to start. But other than that, I think my plan for today is to work on a bunch of smaller things around the city, smaller builds, and just general like stuff that I need to work on. So my thought for today is to kind of work on some smaller projects, basically filling out some of this empty space that's not like big enough to be maybe like a main attraction for a video. So like this space here, I kind of want to fill out a little bit and make it look a little nicer. I think for a video soon in the future, I'm going to turn this spot here into a like riverside market. But I definitely need to do a lot of work on expanding the river and whatnot. So kind of along that same vein of just like working on some smaller projects, filling out some stuff that's like started and not finished yet, and just like some general vibes today. So I guess what I want to start with is filling out this space in the river district. I don't know, I feel like I'm making some good progress over here, especially with this new house. So I think I'm going to start there. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so next building for the river district just put in. Added a nice little carrot patch here, kind of keep the farming thing going. And then we have that little courtyard as well, kind of similar to that other one there, except this one's a little smaller, a little more cramped. So yeah, we look at that, another building. It's actually feeling like part of a city, instead of just this big old empty land. Don't look at that part, just over here. That's good. All right, so let's move on. I think we're gonna move out of the river district for now and kind of move over this way. I've got this area's been like this for months, so I think it might finally be time to cover up these little ponds and maybe block out some buildings here that can kind of like round out this section. Maybe start to connect the pathway over that way with some buildings. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of plug in some buildings. They're gonna be really simple, nothing crazy. Just kind of a continuation of the apartments over there. That way I can stop with these like clusters of buildings that are kind of like disjointed, I guess. I'm trying to finally connect some stuff, I think. So that's next. It's gonna be a different style, so it might take me a second. Alright, you guys, next building completed, and this one is pretty boring, but I think it's doing the trick. I varied the roofs here, so they're kind of like these like thin little townhouses, and I think they look pretty good. Basically like apartments is my thought. Apartments for people living in the middle of the city next to cathedral, because why not? But yeah, that took me a lot longer. The roofs need to be textured a little bit, probably, but you know, that's a later deal. I think next thing I want to do is probably maybe like path out this area a little bit, or like kind of smooth this out, because this is kind of naturally generated right now. So I'm gonna do that, I guess, and then yeah, I gotta figure out what to do with all this space here. It's kind of an awkward shape, because I've got a road coming that way, road coming that way. We've got a big building here, so the roads would have to connect up that way, and then I've got all this over here. This I want to be nature. I don't know. I'll just start building, and we'll see what feels right. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick little time lapse of me kind of flattening this place out and making it look a little bit better. Alright, you guys, look at that. That's much cleaner. Still not perfect, but much cleaner. I think I might want to keep this as like a little park, because it's right next to the honeybee guild. And the honeybees could use more flowers, I think. So maybe we leave this as like a semi-open space. I think this building here, maybe another small building like right here to fill that kind of geometric spot. And then maybe a couple buildings coming this way. Something like that. I don't know. Or maybe just a building here. And then that could be like a little park area for the honeybees to make their honey. Yeah. Next, I'm gonna build these two small buildings here. And then see about maybe doing something else. And yeah. Move on to another area. So, do these two buildings really quick. Well, look at that. That's 3 new houses in one video. 4 if you count the one I built earlier. That's crazy. That's a lot of houses in one video. Yeah, I've been kind of trying to figure out how to get some of these, like, minor houses done and still make content, because, like, it's not that fun to watch me build a bunch of houses and just say, yeah, I need apartments and houses for people to live in. But, I think clustering them together like this isn't too bad. So, look at that. It doesn't even, you can't even tell I built anything over there, but it looks a little different. And then I laid out 2 more here to kind of wrap around that street. So, that has been laid. Those foundations have been laid. That's what I wanted to say. That's pretty cool and exciting. I think the other thing I want to work on today a little bit is maybe the forest. I mean, I think if I force myself to build a couple trees here and there, eventually the forest will be forested. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build probably a cluster of trees or so, and force myself to do that. So let's build some forest. Where do I want to start doing that though? Your idea is as good as mine. Maybe around the mine, start clustering some trees around this way. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna start building some trees. Okay, let's do it. Well, there you go. A little bit of foresting. I did like what? 7 trees? That's a lot. That's like 7 more trees than were here before, or something like that. Yeah. You know, maybe 10 more episodes, and this forest will have enough trees to call it a forest, not just like this patchy piece of land. Hey, you know what? It's the thought that counts. I think that's all I'm gonna do today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Sorry it wasn't like super directed, but I think we got a lot done. A lot of details done. We got that house done over there, added a little bit to this section. Got a couple houses done over here, kind of cleaned up this area a little bit, and some trees. That's a good day. That's a good day. So yeah, I think in the next one, unless anybody else has a better idea, I'm gonna smack down a little market, Riverside Market right here. Expand the river a bit so there's room for it, and then kind of fill out this space and kind of start to expand over on this side of the river. Yes, on this like side of the meander. So that's the plan for next time. But for right now, I'm gonna go do something else. So have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna name the city in the next episode, so I think I've come up with a name that'll work, so look out for that. And if you want to join the Discord, share some build ideas, come hang out, put that in the description below. Anyway, other than that, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.